Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you could have first heard this episode 9 months ago if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your ticks.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, this is it!
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I am Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
Welcome along. It's the second episode of the Noel Concorde Odyssey. It's a 1989 BBC one-off of Noel Edmonds flying from the UK to America on Concorde and sharing with us so many of the secrets behind Concorde itself. Because, you know, the vast majority of humble BBC One listeners and licensed fee payers would never, ever get the chance to fly on Concorde.
It's a glimpse behind the curtain, isn't it?
Isn't it just? And it's Noel revealing that curtain to us and letting us see what it's all about. And honestly, it's mesmerising. Where were we up to? Noel is in the cockpit of Concorde. They haven't took off yet. He's got his cream V-neck sweater, matching chinos. I've noticed that it's an Adidas. He seems to have an arrangement with Adidas.
He does, doesn't he? Because we saw a Adidas jump. He was in quite a stylish old school Adidas knitted Christmas jumper.
It was hand knitted, wasn't it? It was almost a bespoke Adidas
really
creation
interesting
that he wore in the Christmas '88, which was just a few months before this Concorde special. So he's still balls deep in Adidas. And he says to us, "This is a special show from the flight deck of Concorde Alpha Bravo. We're going to take you to America." That's right. Fucking America.
America. I bet none of you have fucking been there. Well, I have 3 times. Once for a work meeting, which as yet hasn't materialised, the project that we were discussing, but I remain keen and hopeful.
My terms and conditions remain on the table, and it's down to the other party involved to come back to me as and when.
And if they're watching, all I would say is, your move, cunts. If you ask around about me, it's well known, Noel never blinks first.
Your move, Messrs. Simpson and Bruckheimer.
Another time I went to Disneyland, not with my kids, I went on my own. I needed a break from the kids and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
I went out of term time, when it's quieter and cheaper.
Much cheaper. The flights and the accommodation, I stayed on site. It was a good experience. Was it great? I'd have to say no. More of that coming soon. And lastly, I once went to a convention in New York City, a place which I found utterly disgusting and won't be returning to.
Yes, I found Disneyland to be quite childish, which I didn't understand the motivations of a lot of it.
I couldn't emotionally engage in the place, if I'm honest. And emotional engagement is highly important to me, and that's why you find me today on something that I am deeply emotionally invested in. It is, of course, Concorde, the fastest passenger plane on Earth.
So, yeah, he says this is a special show from the flight deck of Concorde Alpha Bravo, also known as Speedbird 189.
Speedbird.
That's the name of the plane, Speedbird.
Who fucking named it Let's call it Speedbird. It's got to have a nickname. Speedbird.
That's good, yeah. We'll go with that.
Sold.
I've got some other suggestions. No, Speedbird's fine.
You're not going to improve on Speedbird. Trust me. We consider all fucking day you're not going to come up with anything half as good.
Whizcock? No. Speedbird.
Fanny Jet? It's nice. No. It's nice, but we'll never get past that. We'll never get that past the cunts upstairs.
He says, we're going to travel 3,790 miles in 3 hours, 38 minutes. Which,
what do you think of that, cunts?
Yeah. Which is great. I mean,
It's
It's
fucking
just a little bit longer
impressive.
than it takes to get from Sunderland to fucking London on the train, even now. But we're not going to do the whole thing on this show, because otherwise it would be 4 hours long, and it's not. It's 50 minutes.
Yeah.
We're introduced to the crew of Speedbird 189, Alpha Bravo, Captain. They've all got solid names. They've all got solid
They're solid
flying men
guys.
names.
They're solid
They
guys.
are, yeah. We've got Captain John Hutchinson, First Officer Chris Norris,
Oh, yeah.
and Flight Engineer is Bill Brown. Good old Bill Brown. He's the prankster.
I tell you what, Bill's a thorough professional, but catch him on a night out and put it this way, all bets are off.
I'll tell you what, if you see us doing a loop-the-loop when we're up there, that's Bill Brown.
That'll be Billy Boy, the Billster. It is amazing, isn't it? At this stage, he's really acting like a know-it-all. On my notes, I've just written, Noel is a right know-it-all. He's acting like he could fly it himself, which I bet you he thinks he can. And he's almost acting a bit like he'd know how to build one if he had to.
Well, he flies helicopters, doesn't he? So
Exactly.
This
So
is
it's
a
like,
step up.
this is my domain. I'm very much in my wheelhouse, right? This is my sweet spot. Aviation and speed. These guys respect me as a fellow man of the air, and I respect them in return. And they see me as one of their own, and that's why I'm allowed here in this cabin wearing my casuals.
But that's not a de facto status that you get just from being able to fly a helicopter. These guys, for example, cannot stand Gary Newman, who also flies helicopters. They think he's a prick, and I agree.
Yeah, he might have learned. Anyway,
face
you could
painting
teach a,
stuff.
let's be honest, you could probably teach a fucking dog, or at least a monkey, to fly an
chimp.
aeroplane if you spent enough time. That doesn't mean that they've got the strength of character and the real understanding and know-how to be a true man of air. Newman hasn't got that because he doesn't respect it. I respect the air, I respect aircraft, and I respect other men, highly trained men, such as these guys here. Roger,
And I also respect-
Bill, and John.
I also respect the people on the ground. Never forget. When you're up in the air, never forget that you're there with the permission of the people on the ground. And if anything goes wrong, they're the ones that suffer. Well, and you as well, but...
Those mere mortals down there put our lives in their hands every day. No, their lives in our hands.
Going up there in the sky is like being God, in a way. You have the power to career down into the ground anywhere you like at high speed and take them all out. But of course we don't do that.
Many's the time I have experienced intrusive thoughts while I've been jetting around in midair about shitting on my former mother-in-law's back lawn from 1,000 feet up. A turd travelling at that velocity could cave her skull completely in if she was unlucky enough to be tending to her flower beds when I, let's say, dropped my cargo on her.
Just for logistical reasons, I should elaborate that the turd would be evacuated pre-flight into a Tupperware box. I'm not going to drop my trousers and stick my arse out of the helicopter mid-flight.
That'd be lethal.
The point remains.
I would simply lob it out of a semi-open window.
I'd lob it with some kind of ladle that I'd take up with me.
And I would shout, bombs away. What a way to go. But like I say, I've got a responsibility not to pull that kind of hijinks and caper. And I take that very seriously. So when those intrusive thoughts visit me, I simply put them away. I pack them up in a box
them away.
and put them all up in me old noggin's attic, so to speak.
I am a man of strong character, and I will never, ever be beaten by intrusive thoughts of any kind.
Let it be known. I have complete control over my thoughts. And I also have control over the thoughts of certain other individuals, including those of Keith Chegwin.
My mind very much takes second place to my my main mind, I guess.
My spirit. My spirit.
My sub-mind
And my intelligence, which doesn't come from my mind, it comes from my gut.
Because my guts and my heart.
And my gut and my heart are calling the shots in my body, not my mind. And that's why I'm a true man of the skies.
Every morning I look at myself in the mirror and I say, Noel, here's another day. Don't let your mind win.
Me versus my mind. Great title for a memoir. I'm going to make a note of that. I'll get round to writing that, or I'll get some other cunt to do it for me. Me versus my mind. Living life the Noel way. Yeah. Get on to HarperCollins.
Then he says, there's a great line after that. He's introduced the captain, first officer, and flight engineer, and he says, it's normally a very private environment for obvious reasons.
They give each other hand jobs. It helps them to focus.
I mean, weirdly, this was the era when you could get into the cockpit. 1986, I went on holiday to Athens with my family, first ever foreign trip. And me and my brother were invited to go up and have a look and have a quick word with the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that 9/11 put paid to that, didn't it?
9/11 finished it all off. And then the shoe bomber, in quick succession.
I went on a solo trip to Rome to visit my family when I was just 9, and they dropped me at the airport. My dad dropped me at the airport.
There you go.
Fuck off
in the car park.
Go there. You go. Italy's that way. Walk through those doors.
Bon voyage.
Work it out for yourself, fuck's sake. You're 9 years old now. So I walked in, and a stewardess came and takes you by the hand. Yeah. No, I remember them being quite sexy. I must have been... My sexual awakening might have been just, in its infancy. Because I remember thinking, just me and this stewardess. Anything could happen. Look at her lovely stockings.
Mine was when I was 7 and I had my appendix out and I was in hospital for a week. Oh, nurses.
Yeah. So,
similar thing.
One took me to the plane. Then another one tended to me on the plane. And then another one was waiting when I got off the plane to take me through security, where my auntie was waiting for me. Hello, auntie. I made it. Right. But
I flew in the sky on my own.
And the big metal bird. And, I went up the front that time. But I was very shy and I was shitting it a bit because I found it quite intimidating to see the sky rushing towards me. And I didn't... have you got any questions? And I was sort of like looking at my feet like, no, thank you. No, thanks. Can I go back to my seat now?
Are we all going to live?
Yeah, I've got a question. I've got a question. Why does everyone die in the end? Oh, go back to your seat.
My dad keeps saying it.
Yeah. Go back to your seat. Ask your dad. I have done. And he says there's no reason. It just is what it is. But there has to be a reason, doesn't there? Sonny,
why would God make people die? They're little.
Why is there so much pain and suffering in the world? Go back to your fucking seat, you weirdo. We usually just answer questions about how fast the plane goes or something like that.
What some of the buttons do.
This is fucking bullshit. What are you, some kind of hippie? Looks like we've got some sort of fucking communist child here. Put him back in his seat and strap him down before he starts causing trouble.
Lock him in the toilet.
He'll start some sort of passenger uprising with his far out thoughts.
The last thing we want when we're up this far up in the skies is people to start thinking.
This bloke's got an anarchic attitude. I don't like it. Contain him till we arrive in Rome. Then I'll alert the authorities once we're on the tarmac.
They're going to send straight back. Yeah, Noel says it's normally a very private environment for obvious reasons. And he says, thanks to British Airways and thanks to our new lightweight CCD cameras.
Fucking hell. Always. That is so again, Noel.
Flashing the tech. Yeah.
Always flashing the tech. No one cares, Noel, but fine.
Yeah, bit of Noel boasting. And he says, our lightweight CCD cameras, he says, you can see one up the front there. And you'll be experiencing all the important moments in this supersonic flight.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
So then we see the beginning of the flight procedure. The crew, they're at the British Airways Atlantic briefing desk.
Oh,
which doesn't have any seats, I noticed. And we were talking about that piece of advice from that 100-year-old man, which is to stand up at all times and not sit down.
Yeah.
So that's good. Maybe he's one of this crew. I don't know. They're getting documents handed out to them. There's a briefing list. Top of the briefing list, of course, says Noel, is the en route weather, particularly wind speed and direction. So that's important, the direction of the weather.
Yeah. And the geezer, what's the captain called again?
John Hutchinson.
John Hutchinson's like, I'll take the weather off you there, thanks. There's like some sort of underling.
I'll take care of that.
Give me the weather, I'm the fucking captain. Right, let's have a look at this bullshit. Let's see what the fucking... what those wonks up in the meteorological department have been fucking scribbling down on their little pads this time. Usually turns out to be utter crap.
Yeah.
Remember, this is 1989, 2 years after the fateful storms that almost killed Rene. We don't, airmen don't forget, Michael Fish.
Let's see what those sky liars and the Met Office have been spewing out to try and justify their existence this time.
Those fucking socialists.
Have you seen that clip of Jimmy Greaves on TVM?
Yeah, it's
talking
brilliant.
About the weather, weather forecast.
Fucking fuming about it, isn't he?
It's amazing.
Because the thing is about Greaves is you rarely saw him get angry. His whole thing was he was jolly.
Avuncular, wasn't he?
Yeah. And there's real hatred when he talks about the weather forecasters. But anyway,
a mini deep dive.
John Hutchison's quite happy with the weather. He goes, yeah, almost no wind whatsoever. And I'm thinking, I'm a bit sceptical about that, to be honest.
Yeah, he's just got out, whatever.
Yeah. No wind, great, let's get up there. Let's get at it.
Turns out he can't even read.
Yeah.
No weather, great.
It's quite unglamorous, though. Like now, when you go to the airport, even if you're going on a normal plane, it's not that glamorous. It's a load of queuing and, like, discomfort on the whole. But the way they make it look in the airport with all the British Airways branding and that, they try to make it look upmarket. Whereas this is the fucking top you can get. These are the fucking Concorde crew getting briefed before the plane. And it's quite a rickety old little desk with just one sign hanging above it. Doesn't even say British Airways. It just says Atlantic. Doesn't it?
Looks a bit East Germany 1982.
It does. Yeah, almost. I was surprised that it wasn't more plush. I would have thought that every single thing to do with Concorde was just like plush first class all the way.
I suppose branding like that didn't come along till the mid-80s, did it?
Nah, well, Virgin upped it, didn't they? They fucking upped it.
And then Easy Jets came along and all that kind of thing. And
British Airways are like, fuck, we've been caught short here. We've been caught on our fucking heels. That cunt Stelios has got his fucking ugly orange fucking logo and his stupid face everywhere.
Aviation's turned at the top of the fucking pops. We're miles behind.
That fucking cunt fraud Branson has got his fucking mug and a bunch of sexy dolly bird stewardesses everywhere I fucking look. Meanwhile, good old BA is stuck with our thumb up our arseholes. We need to fix this and fix it quick. Get me an overpriced advertising agency.
That's a good bit. There's a good bit where Noel, a voiceover of Noel says, takeoff weight is very important.
Yeah.
Captain John Hutchison goes to the bloke at the desk. How many passengers we got today? The bloke says 81. Hutchinson, quite low.
Yeah. I thought, you know what I thought at that point? I thought, why the fuck do you care? You get paid the same either way.
Yeah, exactly. Any fatties? I need to know what the weight of it is.
We're going to have to add some shit
as
on.
Noel said, is important. Yeah. Any big fucking fat cunts on here, or just regular guys?
So,
any women?
Do me a favour. Get on to Cyril Smith and tell him that we're offering him a free fucking flight to New York, no questions asked, just as a treat. Might come in handy later down the line anyway, with his political influence.
Don't put him near any kids, though. For fuck's sake.
There's a rumour going round he's a nonce, but as yet, that hasn't gone public, so I think we're safe to court him.
So it's a quite low takeoff weight, and the man tells him that they can't achieve maximum takeoff weight because of the temperature today. So it's all getting very complicated. This is the kind of stuff Noel would be stroking his beard at. Yes, I see what you mean, yes.
Well, yeah, Noel is sitting there in the background and he is really, it's embarrassing. Do you know what it reminds me a bit? It reminds me a bit of, you know that clip of Richard Keys when he's sitting with Souness and Redknapp, and there's a third person as well, but I can't remember who it is. You know, the famous Did You Smash It clip.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, is obsequious the word? He's so sort of obsequious and kind of like, he's so transparently desperate to be seen as one of the lads.
To be seen as one of them, yeah.
As one of them. And it's like, well, you never will be, because even if they like you, which they may or may not have done, I don't know, they're footballers, you're not. So you can't operate, you can't pretend that you are exactly like them. But he was desperate to be. And I get similar vibes from Noel and this aircrew.
There's a huge gulf between football dressing room banter and the level of kind of wit that Richard Keys has got.
Yeah, yeah.
It? It's like...
But he's desperate to join in on it.
I could join in with all of the things you say.
Well,
and
I don't know.
What I'll do is I'll say them worse, and I'll say them completely.
I don't know
off-tone.
his background, right? But he strikes me as a classic sort of grammar school boy, right? So not toffee enough to go to one of these posh private, like public schools, but you know, sort of thinks he's a little bit above like the ordinary scum because he did well in his 11 plus, right? And
let's find out.
Those lads, although weirdly Richard Keys, and this would go against almost everything you assume about him, is quite left wing. Strange. But anyway, he's with those lads, the posher lads, when they try to join in on the banter, right, with us normal folk, they almost always get it wrong. And the way in which they get it wrong is by going over the top with no wit whatsoever. So a good example, and I think I've told you this one, was we went to West Ham versus Fulham at Craven Cottage about 15 years ago, me and a bunch of mates, and after the game we went to a pub in Putney, and you know, it's very posh down by the river, it's all rowing guys and rugger guys and all the rest of it, and there was a few Fulham fans there and quite a few West Ham fans, right? And we were sitting in a group, and there was one lad who I didn't recognise who seemed to be a mate of one of my mates. And we're all talking about the game. And you know, you go, yeah, I thought we did all right first half, second half weren't so good. And he started saying, we this, we that. But it didn't seem to relate to what West Ham were doing. So slowly, it kind of settled in my mind that this bloke who was sitting with us was talking about Fulham, not West Ham. So out of confusion, I've been quite friendly with him. I went, sorry, mate, who do you support? And he said, with a massive grin on his face, Fulham, you twat. And all of my mates did that thing that you see school kids doing in their little rap battles in the playground. They all did that thing going, oh no, I can't believe you said it. Oh, you're going to take that. Are you going to take that? And all of that. And the bloke thought it'd been so fucking funny, right? Because he thought, I'm here with a bunch of lads. They seem a little bit saltier than me, but it's fine. I know how to fit in with anyone, because that's what they tell themselves, don't they, those cunts? So the thing about me is,
drop in some swears.
I can fit in with anyone. These people are simple-minded. All I need to do is insult one of them quite brutally.
Get down to their level. Yeah.
That will earn their respect quickly. Fulham, you chat. I said, don't call me a twat, you cunt. I'm only asking. And he's like, ho, ho, ho. But now that lad, who is a friend of one of my friends from West Ham, like some old, I don't know where he knew him from, he's like, he is forever referred to, I don't know the kid's name. I say kid, he's probably an old man now, but he is referred to forever as Fulham, you twat, to me. And every time we're playing Fulham, I go, who we got next weekend? And my mates will never say Fulham. They'll always say Fulham, you twat.
Fulham, you twat.
Because that marked, in their minds, not in mine, it marked a humiliation for me at the hands of a posh kid.
Well, there you go.
But it's classic. It's like Richard Keys. Like they get it wrong, and they sort of witlessly. They think it's about witless insults.
Well, Richard Keys went to Whitley Abbey Community School, which was just a secondary school in Coventry.
Fair enough.
Seems standard. The motto of the school, which is now closed, by the way.
Did you smash it? But written in Latin.
Well, there's two mottos, and they both feel kind of Keysian. Deeds, not words. but factum
I can imagine
non
him
verba
saying
in
that, yeah.
Latin. And the other one is be the best you can be.
Yeah. Quite. Did Jake Humphries go there as well?
Probably, yeah. I'm looking for other notable former people. Pete Waterman went there.
Fucking hell.
Pete Waterman.
Not a bad record, that school.
Yeah, Keys and Waterman.
Well, I was wrong about Kesey's background then. But I would say that schools now, these slogans that they used to have, now the academy system and all that, they're all run like fucking brands. Like they're gone the same way as the airways. They're going the same way as the airlines. Same thing.
Yeah.
Since my daughter's been at her school, right? It's an academy school. She's been there 5 years almost, right? It's changed its fucking slogan 3 times.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that like just that a football club changing the strip every year?
It's like mad. And it's just a slogan, but they spend so much time sitting around discussing things like the brand and the marketing. And do you know what the slogan is now? Find your remarkable.
That's from a sofa advert, isn't it?
It's like the worst advert for like a car.
That's terrible.
It's like Saab. Find your remarkable. It doesn't make fucking sense, mate. It's like literally idiotic. And these are the cunts trying to educate my kids.
Jesus Christ.
Find your remarkable. Fucking hell. And that's the third one they've had. The others were worse.
Yeah. We feel this one's an improvement.
Yeah, we've decided for a rebrand. We didn't feel like the slogan was really landing with the local parent community. Well, you only fucking did it 6 months ago. No, yeah, but now we've really hit bullseye. Pull away the fucking... Find your remarkable. Yeah.
To the absolute necessity.
It's simple and crucially, it's grounded in a fundamental truth. Is it? That's what they always say.
Absolutely no more words that we can remove from it. We've just ground it down to the granular. That's a fucking popular one, isn't it?
Granular. But yeah, they always say, like all of these cunts, every cunt in the marketing industry, or whatever, they always go, it's based in a fundamental truth. And you think, but you're all saying that. Are you telling me that every dog shit advert or fucking poster that I am subjected to is based in a fundamental truth about humanity? But that can't be true. You can't get quicker than a quick fit fitter. It's not fucking... It's good, but it's not grounded in a fundamental truth, is it?
Is that not true? Oh.
You must be able to get quicker than a quick fit fitter.
Well, I think Usain Bolt's probably quicker than a quick fit fitter.
There's some things you can do quicker. Yeah. I speak as a 2-pump pirate. The best one ever. What's the best slogan ever? It was fucking slamming the lamb, wasn't it? Beautiful. Slam in the lamb.
Yeah.
Straight away you're thinking of getting a big lovely leg of lamb and fucking slamming it in the oven for a few hours on a lowish light.
You don't lower it in. You don't
slam the cunt.
You slam it in, don't you?
Be a man.
Yeah. Slamming the lamb.
You're not your old mum, are you? Fucking cooking a nice bit of pork. You're a fucking man and you're slamming in your lamb. Slamming the lamb. It's a great line. It makes you want to buy lamb. But is it based in a fundamental truth about the human experience? I don't think it is. I just think it's nice because it rhymes.
Oh, Jesus. Could do with some lamb. What's next? So, yeah,
I'm going to do a T-shirt with I could do with some lamb on it.
Don't forget that the... what was the Budgerigard?
The Budgerigard Recovery Bureau, Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Those T-shirts and they're selling well. They're selling well. They're available in a variety of colours. And you don't just have a T-shirt. You could have a hoodie, a sweatshirt. I believe you can get a mug, a sticker, the lot.
Mobile phone case, that kind of thing.
Clock.
Everything. Yeah.
COVID mask.
Fuck, I might get the clock.
Shower curtain.
Do we get discount because it's our account?
I think we do, yeah.
Do we? I mean, we get a cut anyway, don't we, from selling them? So yeah. Make a profit. Right. What's happening next? So we can't achieve takeoff weight because of temperature, whatever. And Noel says, with these intricate calculations, the captain bases his decision on the fuel load. And we find out that this flight is going to go to Washington and then on to Miami. Very glamorous. All the crew attend. The flight briefing is wide-ranging. Every briefing, as with every flight, is different. And that's just kind of saying to us, this is very important stuff. Yeah. It's not just, right, where we go today? Washington? Yeah, then Miami? Fine. Right, see you up there.
Fly the plane there. Here's a map.
No.
That's Miami. Fly the fucking plane there.
We're in fucking variable city here. Anything could happen and we've got to be ready for it. And, yeah, it's very important stuff. And we'll just end it there because we're just about to hear Noel saying one of my favourite lines.
I bet I know what it is.
Entire thing.
I've got it written down.
I'm going to say it. Out on the ramp, the lady herself.
Lovely stuff. More of that to come. More where that came from.
We'll find out more about the lady herself and lots of other stuff in the next episode. Thank you very much for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye.